Hello everybody and welcome to a list video here at Playing Board Games, a Spirit Island list video. This is the start of Spirit Island March. It rolls right off the tongue. Should have waited till September, I guess, but you know. Where we're going to be doing a Spirit Island video, a discussion video. Your list videos, probably we're going to keep it to list videos to the start. I mean, we have a few of those. For each Saturday in March, except for when Mystic Week starts, which is going to be coming up pretty soon. If you don't know who we are because you've not watched one of these videos on our channels before, we have made a lot of Arkham Horror list videos in the past. Just a good, almost at 300, which is kind of crazy. But this is our first Spirit Island list video. Wow. We've been working to get through all of the adversaries on level 6 for the last few months now.
Yep.
And
we're getting there.
We're pros. Honestly, I think we were the best Spirit Island players that ever existed, and I'm glad that we're able to share our opinions here today to talk about.
Barefaced lie.
It's true. It's true. But yeah, we're gonna go in. These are the spirits that we find the most enjoyable for a variety of reasons. You also get introduced to all of us. That's Bryn, Travis. I'm Justin. So Bryn, why don't you start us off with your number 5, which is?
We got the Ocean's Hungry Grasp. That's what he's actually called, not just called the Ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have
they got nicknames. He's the Ocean.
Yeah. I like getting to take all the little pieces and put them on your guy. I think that's a lot of fun. I think he's actually maybe not amazing. A lot of the adversaries past difficulty 3 have extra health on their towns and cities, and when you drown them, it just does 2 damage. So you have to drown them twice.
Yeah.
Which is very, very difficult.
Yeah.
And makes a lot of your effects not so good anymore.
Yeah, there are some on the higher difficulty adversaries where he scales fine, and then some is just sorry, Mr. Ocean, we're actually we float.
Yeah, but it is kind of like a fun little mini game to play of trying to make sure that you have enough presence in play in order to play the game, but also you have enough power cards in your hand to play the game.
Yeah.
He also lends some nice utility to some of the other spirits who focus on pushing
Yes.
guys a lot.
Yeah.
You can actually just
Basically pair them with any control spirit, and the stocks go up for both of them because their push becomes.
Except for the hummingbird.
Yes, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
But the hummingbird makes up for it in different ways.
It's oh god, I did kill that man.
All the different. I can't live with myself. All the names I learned while making all these slides: Finder of Paths Unseen.
Yeah.
Not just hummingbird, but he's always a hummingbird
he's
to
the
us. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I just think this one's kind of fun to play around with.
He's cool.
Yeah.
It's not the best spirit or anything, but fun.
All right. My number 5 is Thunderbird, or actually Lightning's Swift Strike. Got this guy right here. So this guy, like the Ocean, is one of the core spirits that exist in the game, and turns out the core spirit designs were pretty solid for the base game.
The aspects are nice, but just what they are on base is pretty good.
Yeah. So this guy, when we were making this list, I wasn't gonna put him on my list, but he's probably my most played spirit, just because when we're going up against the higher level adversaries, it just seems obvious for me to play this guy because he's fast and he kills things, and that's kind of what you need on the higher difficulties.
It's very consistent.
Additionally, though, where Bryn and I are the opposites of things, just like how in Arkham, Bryn loves assets and I love skills. I love minor powers and Bryn loves major powers, and this guy has that fantasy where you just play puke out a bunch of minor powers, and then he has the one aspect, the one that I've been playing, I think it's called Swift, where you also get to play extra minor powers each turn. And you're going to see that through line actually through most of my spirits. I like the ones that are just throwing out a million minor powers and just being I'm not as bombastic, but I'm efficient, which is also kind of how I do things. But I actually haven't played just his basic version in a while. But just being able to destroy towns as well is
nice.
He's really good. And then also I like being able to make other people fast as well, turn their slow stuff fast with that one card, kind of offering that out.
Ironically, he does have one of the aspects that's really, really good at playing major powers.
Yes, he does, which I haven't tried yet, but it's on my list of things to do. Because I do also like playing major powers, because They're all awesome.
They're so cool.
But like, I like the minor power throwing.
I just keep doing this until I fulfill the fantasy of making Justin set up an extra board on camera.
I can't wait for that. That's gonna be
That's what
fun.
we're
That's
doing.
gonna be sick as shit. No, what you
One
gotta do,
day.
Brent, is you gotta sink it, and then be like, okay, but bring it back.
That
All
one's
right.
set up.
Travis's number 5
Yeah.
is also Bryn's number 4.
Yeah.
So we'll let you guys talk about this together, and we're just gonna go through it. It is,
The relentless gaze of the sun.
or
The fucking sun. Yeah, this guy. I really like the power fantasy of this guy, where the invaders show up to the island and they're like, "Nah, we're more powerful than the sun. We got this."
Yeah.
And then you just like
yeah.
start lasering down their towns and stuff. And he says he offers a very unique playstyle, with the moving small amounts of presence around, doing a whole bunch of damage there, and then getting, like, you put blight down, lose your presence sometimes, but also you get it back quite frequently. I like the spirits that get to consistently put out presence as well. I think it really sucks to get reclaim looped early in the game.
Yes. Yeah.
And some of the guys like the sun that adds presence every turn, or does it on reclaim or something like that, is nice. It gives you a sense of progression even when you're falling behind. Yeah, replaying the same card every time is like, it might sound boring, but it's not.
Yeah.
To just sit there, you're like, I'll do it again. I'll do it again. I'll do it again. And like, he's got a couple powers that are relatively innocuous, but if you can do them 3 or 4 times,
Yeah, they add up.
they become quite efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burn what you got.
I just like this part right here. Collect your money a second time. You can pay for a major power so easy
dollars.
when you have twice as many dollars.
Yeah, you're like $10.
Also, some of the major powers do target lands, so you can be like again.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. A couple
Like
of major ones.
Alan Rickman in Die Hard, hit it again.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, stop.
Yeah, some of them are
Or
really
not.
silly
Maybe
if
they're
you
just
do it
killing
again.
you, but some of them are very silly when you get to do them more than once.
Yeah. Notably, this guy was number 6 on my list, so we actually almost had a 3
Yeah.
a 3 pick for Relentless Gaze of the
He's
Sun.
cool.
He is very fun to play
Yeah.
because like he kind of actually does like check, like just like the ability to play the one power over and over again. It just like checks the box and just like, this is fun. This is
Yeah.
fun. You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Give him to me. I'm gonna get rid of him.
Oh,
I'm
I
never
thought-
gonna see him again.
Just kidding. He's also my number 4.
That would be so funny.
My number 4 is Vengeance as a Burning Plague, or as we call him, COVID Lizard.
I like him too.
This guy also represents another one that almost was on my short list, is the Forest Fire. The one who puts blight down.
Yeah,
and then-
wildfire
yeah.
guy.
I like the risk reward spirits a lot in this game. They're very fun to me because usually this game has a very good job of making that risk like worth the reward in the long term. This guy also plays with like I like the spirits that play with other tokens. But I think, is this the guy that also, I think the real reason I like him is because he has the taint. No, the taint is the water guy. But this one also has one. I have to dig it up. I have to dig it up what his power card is. I love saying the name of the card.
But one thing this guy does have going for him with the tokens is there's like a handful of major powers that specifically interact with certain mechanics, and they're usually fine. But every once in a while, you have a spirit like the COVID Lizard, and you get one that's major powers, and you just pop off.
Yep.
And it is very fun to see the 130 games of one of those major powers is just insane.
Yeah, there's also a lot of like events that care about disease being in play, and you get to kind of manipulate where that is a little bit more than other people.
Yeah, it's just, I can't hold these cards.
Which one is it? Yes, my fetid breath spreads infection. So that's like one of the
That's a
things
good
that
card
like
name.
we never really talked about like why we like Spirit Island on the channel. Like the gameplay is great. Like the gameplay is great. The spirit design is incredible. Like when I was putting all this stuff today, there's like I have like least favorite spirits, but I'm like, even if I have to play them, I'm not like upset because the gameplay loop is so good. But like the flavor and the fun of like the fetid breath or the sanguine taint which is there's more to that sentence, but we just stop there. But then also like the art on the cards, which some people complain about, but I love them because they're just
great.
like so fun. Like
Yeah, some of them are like, they're so bad they're good.
Yes, yeah, exactly. But yeah, no. COVID Lizard's really fun to play. And again, like what you were saying as well, the payoff that him making disease tokens matter. Same with a guy coming up, my next one actually, who makes like strife tokens matter. Like those are really fun to have the payoffs for the things that become like more enjoyable to actually take advantage of. All right, Travis, your number 4 is...
This guy's
Bringer of
always
Dreams and Nightmares. Yeah. I especially like his violence aspect. Baseline, he's fine. But I really enjoy the violence aspect with the multiple... You have to play lots of cards, which is always fun. And then you're just like turbo fear. You can't really stop the game from ravaging too much. You can do like little things by pushing them out of the lands they're going to like ravage your building or whatever. But you're there for the race and trying to out-tempo the game, which I think is a very fun way to play. And it always... It's good dopamine when you're just like, they're gonna they're gonna ravage these 3 lands, don't do anything to stop it, but we got 3 level 2 fear cards coming up.
And just like your strategy for like winning the game is just like the fear cards will save.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah, they'll protect me, and we're just gonna get there first.
Yeah.
The fear deck will provide.
Yeah, he's nice and simple. You get fear for one of his powers, and the other one is, baseline. You just look at fear cards, which is kind of, I don't care. It's part of why I like violence more.
Yeah.
It actually does something.
Yeah, no, I like this guy because I actually haven't seen him played base in a while, but like with violence, he does seem like I think I would really enjoy him too because he has that like.
Yeah, you get the 2 extra card play or twice as many card plays, but only for things that do damage or destroy.
Yeah,
So.
seems pretty sick.
Yeah.
All right, Bryn, your number 3 is.
Oh, it's a spread of rampant green. So speaking of guys who get to add presents, we just do it every turn. Forever. As long as we're adding it to exactly a jungle or a wetlands, because apparently plants can't grow anywhere else.
Nope.
Which makes sense because the other ones are deserts and mountains. And,
You can grow mountains, but it's tough. And deserts,
yeah, but it's tough.
very specific plants.
Yeah, anyway, this guy, you can use your sacred sites to stop invaders from building or ravaging in that land by destroying one of your presents, and then you can put your destroyed presents back into play. As long as the island is healthy. If it is unhealthy, you can still do it, but it costs you energy now, too. We kind of just, like, this guy is, like, we kind of just hang out and wait. You know, eventually the numbers will be good enough. And we'll get there.
His aspect is quite fun too. The one where you get a
Yeah,
second
you
pool
get a
of presents.
second pool of
Yes,
presents.
yeah.
And you're like, can I defend? No, but I can throw away presents
was,
every turn.
was that the one where I joked like that was your custom? It is. It was your custom
Yeah,
character.
yeah,
It was this
yeah,
character
yeah.
because I'm like I've never seen this guy before in my life, and I mean I had the same reaction today when I was like this guy was in the core set.
Yep.
That does happen sometimes, especially with the aspects. Like, we have a general idea what most of the base spirits do, but
Yeah.
sometimes we pick out an aspect and they're like, I do this, and you're like, yeah.
Yeah, okay, sure.
man.
Just gotta trust you.
I
Yeah.
believe you.
Yeah, and then no one corrects him in the comments, so I know you're telling the
That's
truth.
how you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah, because YouTube is usually pretty good about telling us when we've done something wrong.
it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good, because there's a lot of moving parts in this game, and things sometimes do get lost in the shuffle.
Yes. Yeah.
No,
No,
perfect.
like I said, we're
Yeah,
pros. Yeah.
sorry, that's my bad. Yeah.
All right, my number 3. This one actually was a surprise to me. But when I was going through, this is Grinning Trickster Stirs Up Trouble, or I guess we call him, like, sometimes call him, like, what do we normally call him? Like, I usually call
Spin
him
the wheel
Loki.
guy.
Yeah, spin the wheel guy. And that's why I like him.
Yeah.
Because his innate power of let's see what happens is just like,
What a name.
you do anything. You're just like,
It is perfectly
As
named.
advertised.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just discard the top minor power, and then like until you get one that targets a land, and then you just do it. Again, there's that extra minor power each turn, it just is the world to me. I'm like, I can do anything.
And then when it hits, you're like, oh,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you get like a defend and you're like, I've saved it.
yeah,
Like,
I'm the best.
and I also like it because sometimes it's like there's a lot of thinking in this game, especially on these high adversaries we've been playing, where it's just like, I got this by rolling the dice. You're like,
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do, but my plan is to interact with this one this turn. And then if it works, you're like, I'm a pro. And if it doesn't, you're like, what do you want me to do?
It's not my fault.
I'm playing randomly. Again, though, this guy does have, he plays with the Strife, the fist token, to like adding those like additionally, which does add up, and then also that extra synergy. I have less to say about him than the previous ones, but this was the where he fell on the list because he was like the priority. But I love that. Let's see what happens. It's a very fun time because it can be anything, anything.
Anything.
All right, Travis, your number 3 is
Shroud of Silent Mist. I generally prefer the aspect for this guy to the baseline of him, just because it makes again, Spirit Island is a very complex game, and it tones down the complexity on this guy a little bit, where you just get to push one of your presence every bird and every turtle phase, I think. Whereas this one is when you target a land with power, you can gather one of your presence into that land or the adjacent land to allow you to meet your requirements, and it can be difficult to remember where you're going to move stuff to do stuff, especially if you're like waiting for other people to put their stuff down. And but anyway, it's one of those minor power spirits that Justin talks about. You get to play lots of cards. We only get 2 energy per turn at max, but we get to play 5 cards per turn. That's so many.
there's a lot.
Yeah.
This track's so short.
Yep. And he's got really a neat mechanic in that like the guys don't heal, and then you
Yes.
benefit from them not healing. It generates fear. I like fear mechanic. It's fun. And he's got the whenever you gain a power card without fire once per turn, you gain energy as a supplement to that. And it's really there's like lots of little things that make this guy very flavorful to play and very enjoyable to play for me. And then yeah, the whole basically you like kind of designate an area for your presence to be with like the damaged enemies, and then you have to you like kind of look after it,
Yes.
make sure they don't get too out of hand, and like make sure
Travis
you
yells at you for killing
yeah make sure
guys,
people
and
don't
you're like,
kill
"That's what
your
we're trying to do."
your
Yeah.
fear farm.
This guy does have a very rewarding top end. Like when you
Oh,
like
yeah.
get like the 5 fear and you're just like, wow, I've done it. You know, like you get like 5 locations with it.
Yeah, you also get an energy per 3 lands you have with
Yeah.
damaged guys, and like yeah, like when you're sitting there, you're like, I get 2 energy this turn, and we get 5 fear, and the table's like, oh, you're doing something.
Yes. Yeah.
My
It just
God.
like takes time, but when it does, it's a really nice top end.
Yeah, it feels
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah. All right, Bryn, give him to him. Into the shed. We're never playing with these guys again. They're being
Oh
retired.
no!
Why? I
like, quick, quick,
want to change mine.
Give me Shadows Flicker like playing. Give me. All right, Bryn. Your number 2 is.
We got John Rockman. He's got the most simplistic card in the game. Like, what do we do? Number bigger.
Yep.
We move one thing off of our track onto
Every
the
turn.
board every turn.
Yep.
Yeah,
Always growing. Even on a
Always
reclaim.
growing,
Even
yeah.
on a reclaim.
Yeah,
feels good.
Like gives you. He's got a couple of aspects, but to be perfectly honest, they mostly feel like they suck. He just defends 3 where he has sacred sites, and you can have people repeat a power.
Yep, it's John Rockman, all right.
Yeah, right? Like, there's not really much to say about this guy. You kind of just, like, do the thing.
No, he is very flexible. You can like adapt him to what your team needs to do.
Yeah, because you don't do anything.
No, you do everything.
Yeah. I mean, like, you kind of just show up and play the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're not, like, specialized at anything.
Yeah, he's super open-ended though. Like you're
Yeah.
entirely adaptive to what's going on, what other spirits you're playing with, what powers everybody gets.
Yep.
You're just
Exactly.
like I try to play ones that let people repeat powers, and then we'll figure it out from there.
Yep.
Yeah, and, like, 8 money's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
It's a
Well, I
lot
mean,
of
like,
money.
I think
It
it's
affords a lot
it's
of
hard
things with
to
money.
like overlook just the feeling of constantly being able to place presence down, so you always are improving your board.
Yeah.
Because like a reclaim loop, if you reclaim too early and you start reclaiming loop too early, like that's what you can point at for like losing,
Yeah.
right? But like constantly growing is a really nice thing. Yeah, Russ, come join the video. All right, my number 2 is Choose Your Own Adventure, or Starlight Seeks Its Form. So one thing that I love whenever there's a spirit where, even though this game is pretty well balanced on the spirit design, being able to pick 2 feels great. Even though like it's balanced to be like a pick 1.
It feels better than pick 1 though.
This guy has a pick 3.
Whatever you want.
This is my favorite spirit to watch someone like look at for the first time, because you can do anything, right? Like the idea is that this guy, you literally build him how you want to play him, right? And that's why I really enjoy him, because he is entirely adaptable to the threats that are coming. I think ultimately, yes, he is weaker because of that, right? Because he's not specialized in everything. His specialization is the fact that he can like jack of all trades.
I actually think he's quite strong because of that, in that you can build into based on what powers you get.
Yes.
Because that's one of the things that a lot of spirits struggle with, is if you don't get the powers that enable you to hit your innates.
You're kind of
whereas
just like
him,
stuck
you
with
can
them.
just pick the innates that go with your powers.
Yeah, and then you can also like grab the elements to like
Yeah.
help supplement those later.
I think that's a little bit undervalued.
But this guy's very fun, and it like it's my brain. It gets my brain ticking when it's just like, okay, so what is the path I'm gonna take? And I think that this guy doesn't actually end up falling into particular paths you have to take that are like, this is the right choice. It depends entirely on the team composition, the cards you see, and the adversary or scenario that you're going up against.
I think also, quite appropriately, one of his minor powers you start with just gets you another minor power, doesn't it?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
That's
Yeah.
the kind of thing you like.
Yeah.
A card that gets me more cards. Don't mind if I do.
And like all of his innate stuff, like they all are like nice, powerful effects to like, again, like have that open-ended nature, and there's like a reason to go for all of them. And then like there is the sun one, which is 3 fear, gain an energy, reclaim up to 1 power card from play or your discard pile. It's like a nice like thing to build towards. You're just like, this is what I want to hit if I can, and he's very fun because of that.
Very true. He's also he's one of my favorite spirits to show newer players after they've played a game or two, and they
Yes.
like, understand the game mechanics, and they look at him and they're like, wow.
Yes, yeah. Him and there's a guy coming up of yours
Yeah.
that's the same. They're like my favorite to show and be like, look at what, like, this is what you just played John Rockman. Here's Choose Your Own Adventure. Yeah. All right, Travis.
It's not this one, though.
No, it's not. Your number 2 is
It's the Mud Wrestler. Fathomless Mud of the Swamp. We call him like the Mud Weasel or the Mud Wrestler because of our little headcanon. When we were playing against England for a while, it's one of our go-to spirits because of his innate. Where at your sacred sites, they, instead of building towns and cities, they just build a guy.
which is a very very
so
powerful
they
effect.
show up in the swamp and it's too muddy for them to build their buildings. And this guy's like, fight me.
And then the English guy's like, all right, you know, like I'll do
Okay.
this. Yeah.
No, he's got that constant presence ad again. You've got them in all of your growth options, which is nice. You have a nice balanced presence track. You have his innate power. You only have one because it's one of the horizons of Spirit Island, guys. But it is dynamic enough that it doesn't feel like you're losing too much. It
Yep.
doesn't feel like he needs an aspect or anything like that to hit some of the complexity of the other ones. He still plays quite well. It helps you manage your. He's got like a relatively high skill ceiling for what's on
Yes.
the board, I think, with managing where your sacred sites are and stuff.
I think actually a lot of the Horizon ones are like that. Like
Yeah.
like Suncat, Hot Lizard.
They're deceptively complex.
Yes, we do. I mean, I actually think Eyes from the Trees is also like actually a pretty powerful one too.
I think that one's quite good. Yes.
And then there's also Worm, who also, I mean, it's good. Extra damage is
Yeah.
good, but like I think
Worm's
like
fine.
when I read these the first one, I was like, oh, they're simple, but then you actually put them
You're
into
like,
practice.
This is like these are core set guys.
Yeah, but
But
they're-
like John Rockman, but they're not.
Yeah. Sweet. All right, Bryn, your number 1 is none other than
It's the volcano man. That's what he does. You build a giant pile of presents, and then you play the game with those presents. It's kind of weird that they would only give him like one growth option that ever mattered. But you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one's that one?
So like you got like useless, where you put 2 presents onto the board. Why would you ever want to do that? And then you got one that does like 4 different things: gain a power card, add a presence,
A lot.
get get +1 card play a turn, and gain 2 energy. You get to do everything all at once.
That's fair.
Yeah.
2 presents though, it's like you just stack them to the volcano twice.
Yeah, sometimes I'll do that on turn 1, but never again after that.
That's fair.
And then we can blow up our presence to do things. One of our innate powers requires us to destroy our own presence
Yeah.
from one land in order to do stuff, and then our other one puts destroyed ones back into play. Which is kind of fun. He does a lot of damage. He plays like major powers really well.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, he really is like a flavor home run as well. Name Volcano Looming High. You literally just get like a big
Yeah.
stack of presents.
Yeah.
Like towers over other pieces on the board.
And then like the
And then it
eruption
erupts.
feels dynamic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you destroy it, but then like the volcano can rebuild because like that's how the lava cools and rebuilds the rock a little bit. And
Yep.
you're probably not
Yeah.
get to that height again, but
You kill the crap out of the Dahan, though.
Yes.
you are very indiscriminate,
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
as volcanoes are.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like, are those people? Great, let's kill them.
Yeah. Just like my KD is so high because I just shoot everybody.
He also gets a really
Russell.
neat mechanic in caring about how much presence you have in the area, which isn't something you see too much.
Yes.
Hey.
Yeah.
So
Also, anyone that has like weird symbols that you don't see anywhere else, like the sun guy with his *2.
Yep.
And like, I mean, the destroyed presence is more common, but like when that was, you're just like, whoa. It cares about how much I destroy. That's so
it
neat.
is cool.
All right. My number 1 is the spirit that I have loved since I first played them and first even actually saw them. They were the reason where I was like, I need to buy this as a promo. And I actually paid for just this guy individually as a promo.
Really?
Yeah, because he came with Hummingbird at first. But this is Serpent Slumbering Beneath the Island. This guy. He's so special, he gets his name at the top of his frame because it covers his face otherwise. So I love the flavor of this guy. That's kind of like the main reason I first wanted to play him, because the idea of a giant snake that's like a god. I mean, we're all kind of like spirits and gods, but this guy just feels like better than all the others. There's just something
Like
about him.
he is like the island.
Yes, yeah, like he's the reason that we're here. And I really like the flavor. And then mechanically, I don't often enjoy playing support in games that I do. But this guy is a very fun support style spirit. And I've gotten a lot better with him because when I first played him, it was awful. You just do nothing for like the first 4 turns.
Curse sucks.
But now like you're able to like, I'm able to like make that work better for that kind of thing. I also like spirits that have like unique spirit tracks, like
Yeah.
their presence in
That's always fun.
yeah, like that kind of stuff is always Russ. Yeah, you love him too, don't you? He also gets to pick 2, and one of them is +4 energy. Like that's pretty sweet. That's a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And then he also has some really nice big payoffs, and I just like how he makes other people stronger as he grows in power as well. He's a very fun character.
Yeah, like you have to convince it is a very fun mechanic to like convince your teammates to sacrifice stuff now, and in exchange, both of you will be powerful
Yep.
in a turn or 2.
Yeah, yeah. It's a
Especially when you like, if they don't fully, like a lot of times you play this game, you don't know what the other spirits do until you've played it a lot. And then like, I mean, take on your presence, and then they just kind of trust you. Like, hey, now you get to put presence out like every turn. They're
Yeah.
like, oh my god.
put out presence or even just like gain energy.
Yeah,
right?
just getting
Like-
random energy is really nice for some spirits. And
Yeah. Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like the baseline is just like gain 1 energy, other spirits with absorb presence also gain an energy, right? You're gonna hit that pretty quick, and then it's just like from here on out you're gonna get +1 energy each turn.
Yeah, some
right?
spirits really appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And do you play? What do you think of his aspect?
I think I've only played it
Yeah,
once.
I don't even remember what it does.
I don't remember what it does
Oh, no, he's
either.
got Incarna.
He's got the Incarnate. Yeah, no, that one is fun because it allows you other people to target from it
Yeah,
for
yeah,
one
yeah.
action or like do something. Yeah, it's kind of like the same
Like,
kind of.
If they play something, they can like they can reuse it in the land the Incarnate is or something.
Yes, that's exact. It's something exactly like that.
Yeah.
And I like that because it kind of fits with that minor power extra play. I think you have to. I don't remember what you lose, but it is. I like both versions of it, but I have to play that one more to really get an opinion.
That's fair.
All right, Travis, you ready for your number 1?
Yeah.
It's none other than.
The Time Lord. Da, da, da.
And
Fraction
then at the
days
end of
split
this,
the
we start the
skies.
video again.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. When you go back from the top. So this guy, he's got like a super boring spirit track where we have like we got 1 energy twice, then 2 energy 3 times, and 3 energy once, and the same for card plays. Almost. So we have 1 card play 3 times and then 2 twice. Your growth, you get 1,000,000 things in, Either you gain Air Reclaim and gain up to 2 time, which is his own special mechanic, or you gain Moon and Power Card Presence, and then you can gain some combination of 2 time or 2 card plays per time. And then you gain Sun, Move a Presence, gain a power from your Days That Never Were, which I'll get to in a minute. And then some combination of 3 power or 2 energy, or 3 time or 2 energy per time. And at the start of the game, you get 4 minor powers and 4 major powers that you set aside as your Days That Never Were, and you can get them with that third growth option. And then for the entirety of the game, whenever you gain a power card, you take one of the power cards you didn't choose and you add it to your Days That Never Were that you can take later. But he's also got the ability to like look at cards from the Invader deck or the Event deck, which is kind of neat. But the real spice for this guy is Slip the Flow of Time, his innate power, which when you have 3 Moon and 1 Feather, you can have a Spirit resolve a turtle power now in the bird phase. For 2 Sun and 2 Moon, this same Spirit can reclaim a power card from their discard cards or their play cards. And if you have 3 Sun and 2 Feather, they can play a power card by paying its cost. And then you can reuse this power any number of times in a turn by paying 1 time for each previous use. So the first time you use it, it costs you 0 time, then you can replay it that same turn for 1 time, then you can play a third time for 2 time, and so on. But if you have all the thresholds met, then you can have someone resolve a turtle power now, reclaim a card, and then play a card. And then you can pay the time, then they get to reuse that card, and they can reclaim a card and then play a card, as long as they have the energy for it, of course, which can create some very, very powerful turns. And apart from that, the time also is used for some of his cards, which have very flashy effects, very weird effects that, and very powerful effects, but aren't always applicable. Some of them are pretty niche. One of them, Poor Time Sideways, makes everything not happen on one board and happen twice on another board. But I think the really powerful one is it costs like a time and an energy per player in the game, and you can swap one of the Invader cards, the land discarded ones, with the top card of the deck as long as it's within 1 stage. Which, once you know the Invader deck, can be absurdly powerful to like eat coastal lands when it's relevant, or to dodge escalation. When that's relevant. So, yeah, this guy has an extremely high skill floor and ceiling. I think I'm not very good yet, but I always have a lot of fun when I play him. So
I like watching you play him because it's like you're playing a different game.
Yeah, there's what I'm doing, and then there's what Travis is doing, and there's no overlap.
Yeah, I just see Travis with like a freaking tableau of cards, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on over there?
Well, you guys should try him one time. He's fun.
I think I played him once, like when I first got him, and I was like, okay.
The first time
I was like, I don't know what happened here.
Yeah, I remember the first time I played him, I did nothing.
Yeah.
I just was garbage.
Yeah.
I've played him probably 10 times now, and I still feel like I'm garbage, but
usually he makes the thumbnail when he's in the video.
Yeah.
I mean, his art's great. His art's
really
great.
is. It's beautiful.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. We did it. And now we'll never play these spirits again. They are retired.
Justin, those are some of the good ones.
I know. It sucks. Like, I made the choice at the start of the video, and unfortunately we got to stick to it. Yeah. But yeah, thank you for everyone who watched this video, and get ready for 4 more of these throughout the month of March. If you enjoyed this, please let us know in the comments. And what are some of your favorite spirits? Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one. As always, GG's.